Do you find it hard to focus? You're not alone. We're told that we can't read books anymore. We can't sit through a class. That TikTok has ruined our brains. But what if that's not our fault? What if our attention hasn't vanished? What if it's being used by someone else? Hi, I am Tamara Richter, and this is The School Crisis, a channel where we talk about education. Today, we're going to talk about our ability to focus, our ability to maintain that focus for a long time. They say that our attention span is shorter than it used to be, and that the world doesn't support this idea of being focused anymore. Let's see what experts have to say. We're going to analyze this topic from educational research, neuroscience, and sociology. Let's start with the brain. Many blame technology for rewiring our brains, but neuroscientist Amish Shah says attention is like a muscle. Just 12 minutes of mindful practice a day can lead to significant improvements in attention. Peak Mind 2022. Also, Daniel Levitin in The Organized Mind argues, the brain can't do multitasking the way we think it can. What it actually does is rapidly switch between tasks. This switching comes at a cognitive cost. So the problem isn't that we've lost focus, it's that our environments are constantly pulling us into task switching mode. But the ability to focus is still there. It just needs practice. In schools, we often hear that students can't pay attention anymore. But maybe we're asking the wrong question. Educator James Paul Gee studied how kids learn while playing video games and found they can focus for hours on end as long as the learning is embedded in action, feedback, and purpose. What video games have to teach us about learning and literacy. And Howard Gardner, known for his theory of multiple intelligences, reminds us the technologies themselves are either good nor bad. What matters is how they are used and what kinds of engagement they promote. So maybe students aren't unfocused, they're just uninterested in outdated modes of teaching. When content is meaningful, attention returns. Now, let's take a step back. What if the problem with attention isn't us, but the system we live in? In today's world, attention is no longer just a human experience. It's a commodity, something to be bought, sold, and manipulated. And tech companies are very good at manipulating it. In her groundbreaking book, The Age of Surveillance Capitalism, Shoshana Zuboff explains, the goal of surveillance capitalism is to automate us, to create systems that predict and control human behavior. This means that our attention is constantly being extracted, not for our benefit, but for profit. Apps aren't just keeping us entertained. They are designed to keep us hooked, to predict what we will do next, and keep us scrolling just a little longer. Jonathan Crary in 24/7, Late Capitalism and the End of Sleep, gives us a chilling perspective. The problem is not the loss of attention per se, but the assault on the conditions that make focused attention possible. In other words, it's not your fault you can't concentrate. It's that the world around you is structured to interrupt, notify, and distract you constantly. Focus hasn't vanished, it's being disrupted. Antero Karpi, who studies how social media platforms shape our behavior, reminds us disconnection is not a failure of attention, it is a feature of platform logic. That means even when we try to step away, the system is built to pull us back in. We blame ourselves for checking our phones again, but maybe we should be asking who designed this experience and why. So, are we really losing our attention span? Not exactly. Neuroscience shows that we can still focus. Education research shows that attention follows purpose, and sociology reveals that distraction is profitable and built in. The real question is, what kind of world supports our attention? And who benefits from that? When was the last time you truly felt focused? Share your experience in the comments below, and see you next time.